Maybe. What's the temp out? 75. I feel like there's a lot of background audio. Hold on. Just gonna turn that off for now. I'll turn it back on tonight. AC is very loud. Too loud.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh my god.
5 seconds remaining. Team ban.
Damn it. Okay, well, I'm probably not gonna get a caster tonight unless somebody else responds. Alright. Anyway, Phone Rumors 1 Zoomer versus Rusky Trombones, Ruskdaddy versus Mossflower, more importantly. Winner of this, no clue. I don't think we actually know who plays who after the winner of this. Winner of this plays the winner of Average Peen Mild Daddy, which I believe is also tonight. There's a bunch of games tonight, average time. Is that the actual base Tidehunter skin? What the hell? He's like wearing a skirt. Oh, I actually like that set. Holy crap, I need this set. This set is awesome. I'm like lagging slightly and I don't know why. Hopefully the stream's okay. Let me pull that up actually. Anyway, we'll be live in like 2 minutes here. Hi! What? Come here. Don't bite me. Come here. Oh my god, she's mad at me. Okay, apparently not too mad at me that she doesn't want treats. There we go. It wasn't that hard. It's just a nibble. You just sit it there, stare at me. It's gonna get really hot in here, but that's fine. That's fine. Super warm lately. Anyway, Tidehunter into Lion. I think Lion's a decent pick into this because Tidehunter wants to be able to spam spells in lane. You don't have a lot of counters against Lion just sitting there mana sucking you. So, other than running at him, I think you have to like play aggressive sort of around the fog.
10 seconds
And I think it's probably going to be a Lion 5. Just first guess. Come here. Come here. Yeah, go sit up there. Just don't knock anything over this time.
Dire team ban.
Mars picked up too. So Tidehunter plus Mars. Or not plus, but you're playing Tidehunter versus Mars. I usually, in terms of like offlane matchups, I think Mars benefits a little bit more from having farm. And it's a little bit easier for a Tidehunter to play his game as a result of that. Plus the abilities are just easier to get off to. Mars can be pretty difficult if you're missing arenas constantly. If you're missing spears, you have to be consistent and accurate with those in order to really help your team in fights. And it does turn fights really well, especially when you look into the fact that it blocks all projectiles from the outside. So Shaman wards can get negated. She unplugged a monitor. Did you? Do you want help jumping over there? And she unplugged my. Oh my gosh, Tiny. That was actually my fault. That was my fault. I'm sorry. Your thing's over there.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
What are you looking at? Anyway, I think she's done playing for now. You can block out some of the damage from the Shadow Shaman wards anyway. Not that that's like the biggest of deals, but still, it's something. You get at least some more defensive utility there. Oh shit, I should probably post my stream.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
I should probably actually type it correctly. Jesus. Where is Discord? Game's live now. I think that game's over. No, that might still
They're so
be
far
going.
struggling.
Yeah, that is still going. At Mossflower versus at Ruskdaddy. Actually, I should probably do at Mossflower team versus at Ruskdaddy team. That's what I should write. I can maybe check into the average peen game too. I think that already started today. No, it's Grapefruit versus Sauce. Maxthon casting that, and I think Math Magician's also casting the same thing. Plupo versus Midget Man casted by Exile might have already started. 7:36 is when that got posted, so I'm not sure. Opie versus Bass Clap casted by Dem Boys. That's not John. John Backtold. And Mad Dog is doing You Buy Awards versus Monksy. So basically, a lot of playoff games going on tonight. Very exciting Wednesday night for MD2L. Wait, okay, yeah, we're good. I think everybody's playing tonight. I don't know about Average Peen Mild Daddy. That one might not be being casted, so I'll try and also look into those results once they come in.
Team pick.
I guess that's true. It's probably Captain's Log, actually. No, that's old. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
10 seconds
BO3,
remaining.
by the way. Somebody was asking that in general chat.
Team pick.
Mereska has arrived.
We do have BO3s. Come here.
Seconds remaining.
Dark Willow's Bambino's hero. Actually, why is this not being banned against Bambino? Sorry, I haven't been talking too much. My cat's distracting me. You're distracting me. I'm kind of doing it to myself. Come here. She's looking at me like she wants to pet. You got food? Bambino Dark Willow is something to be feared. You do have some disable that still goes through it, like Tide Hunter, like Void Spirit stuff, but the problem is Yule's setup with Void Spirit isn't going to be possible, of course. So you still have to worry about actually getting on top of the Dark Willow. Once you get eggs on Void Spirit, your job becomes a lot easier on that hero, but it's going to be a while before that happens, and it might be a Bambino mid Dark Willow. I don't know if anybody else plays it on Ruskdaddy's team. I would assume if they're picking Dark Willow, it's going to be Bambino playing it mid. Just because I can't remember if it was RD2L or something else that I had Bambino on my team and we picked Dark Willow mid constantly. It is such a strong hero, at least in that patch it was. I don't know if it's been changed at all, but Bambino is just like an incredible Dark Willow player anyway, so I don't really know if it matters too much. If you're good enough at the hero, you can kind of carry it through patches. Especially if a team isn't expecting it. And the fact that it didn't get banned here kind of tells me that maybe Mossflower wasn't expecting the Dark Willow to come out. Small chance he just wasn't afraid of it. That's why they go for the Void Spirit afterward and just hope they get an early timing on the eggs.
Dire team ban.
What? Oh my god. Come here. Come here.
Radiant team ban.
She's just sitting at my feet staring at me. It's very distracting. Yeah, go lay down. There you go. You're chilling now.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Here, one more treat. One more treat and then you're done.
Dire team ban.
Aww. There you go. There you go. You're happy now. Ricky into Underlord. How does Ricky's backstab damage scale? I haven't looked at this in a while. I don't know why the main screen's so laggy. That's weird. OG damage multi. Because you do get some of the damage negated, and it is physical damage, and I think it's on top of. I think it's on top of your base damage, so you're still gonna get negated some of that. 35% damage reduction. I mean, I guess Ricky doesn't really care about it too much, but I feel like you would go with something like Venge or Luna.
5 seconds remaining.
If you wanted to just outscale that. Ricky's... I feel like the big issue with Ricky is that you're just going to get caught out by the pit constantly. And your one big save for it, Tricks of the Trade, based on the timing, I think you just end up in the pit anyways as soon as you come out.
You didn't think I'd miss this?
Disable interval 3.6 seconds. How long does it last again? 12 seconds. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
And Tricks of the Trade is only like 4 seconds, I think. So you can pop Tricks of the Trade once the first pit is over, but then you're still kind of screwed. You basically have to go for a leap outside the pit and then work from there. Your main ability to save yourself in Tricks of the Trade is kind of negated. Same thing for Bloodseeker too, I guess. You can stop the Ricky jump out from happening. They still don't have a lot of solutions for Dark Willow other than just popping a Tidehunter ulti, then having Shadow Shaman get on top of the hero.
Choose your hero.
Bloodseeker... Underlord kind of works, since everything is AoE. Like, she's just interested in everything I'm doing. Come here. Come here. Hi. Hi. See, now you walk away as soon as I try and pet you. Every time I like pull something up, she's like, what is that? And it's a pen, Tiny. It's a pen, Tiny. You know what it is. It's not your laser pointer. She knows what her laser pointer looks like, though. She is now biting the pen. Don't do that. Why are you biting the pen? Oh, she's about to take off. She found something. Wait, is Bambino's name Logic? What the fuck? Why? This is Bambino, right? Like, it's totally Bambino. That's a Bambino stat line for, like, previous match. This Tidehunter hat is just so bad, but it makes it so great. It looks incredible. I have to look at this scoreboard really quick, because I'm pretty sure that's Bambino. I mean, Logic is a separate name. No, what? Bambino's playing... What the fuck? Maybe I have people mixed up? What is this? It is for Dark Willow. Okay. Maybe Bambino didn't want to do it mid. Worried about a counter in the Bloodseeker, I guess? Or Void Spirits?
And it's amazing.
I don't know. Will be 5 heroes going bottom, though. Slightly. For Mossflower's team. Mossflower's team. Mossflower kind of being the combination of both there. Mr. D playing the Shadow Shaman. Syrup Badger on the Pit Lord. A lot of Badgers like playing Pit Lord. Yeah, League of Lads is not on tonight. Birdman.
30 seconds to battle.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Ruskdaddy. Like 3 heroes top. I'm still like trying to secure a co-caster that at least gets some better Dota knowledge. I need to start playing more Dota again. It's just rough. It's a rough life. 3 heroes are actually going to move on him. They want to find Hyper, but I think he kind of knows that this is coming. They might have spotted this ward out here, which is usually one that gets dewarded pretty quickly if they see it. I think the normal sentry spot is like right on top of the trees right here, so you're going to catch it most of the time. Birdman's probably going to go make popcorn or something.
Yeah, actually, I might. Or actually, we bought some like Arabic nuts from the store nearby. I mean,
Someone.
So maybe maybe grab
Maybe.
some. Oh, Crucial Taunt. Nice.
You should know some of these names. I got messed up because Bambino isn't playing Dark Willow, but is still going mid on Ricky. Which is kind of... I guess it's just the matchup into Void Spirit was unwanted as the Dark Willow. So...
Maybe. I just played a game of Void Spirit.
So you know all the Void Spirit matches. I think this is like... probably Ricky favored, at least at the start. And then as Void Spirit gets levels, you know, just spamming out. I would assume he's going to max Resonant Pulse.
It's like those type of like heroes. It's whoever is gonna get the jump first. Because if Ricky can jump first with the smoke screen,
Okay.
then he could have a better jump.
Okay.
Vice versa.
So it's Jubin playing the Dark Willow, not Bambino. And Jubin apparently only plays Dark Willow, which makes me even more surprised why it wasn't banned, but... I mean, it's not a bad matchup with the Mars, though. Especially, you can do both lead in with the spear, lead in with the trees or the root. I forget what the actual ability is called. It takes a bit of damage here with the Bramble.
Brambles.
Yeah. I mean, Ricky seems to be, I mean, kind of what I assumed. We're kind of even at the moment. Void Spirit taking a slight lead. Bloodseeker as well, getting a decent amount in the top lane. Getting ahead of AM, which is pretty big. Anytime you can stay in front of the AM as a Bloodseeker is very nice. AM has a couple of counters for you, especially once he gets a couple of levels too. I think you can get the blink range and just avoid the damage entirely.
Yeah, but this is not an easy AM game at all.
Into
Like,
Pitlord, yeah.
Well,
Pitlord seems like the strongest pick for Dire right now, or Mossflower's team. Is Mr. D probably not going to die here. In fact, Ruskdaddy sucking away the mana, maybe not helping too much there since you do gain more damage from that, but still doesn't matter too much. It's like negligible.
Like the Void Spirit is really good against the AM. So, and you have Bloodseeker, we have Shadow Shaman.
Well, it's 2 charges of Resonant Pulse too once you get eggs, right? So even if...
Correct, yeah.
And you can't... Even if you purge off the silence once with the Manta, you can just put it right back on.
Yeah, and if he's a Chad Void Spirit, he will get the Orchid.
If he is a Chad Void Spirit.
Yep.
Why would
That's
you
the
risk
Chad
that
Void.
against the...
It's a really good...
Do you avoid Yules then? Because I've seen people go
Yeah.
like Orchid first into you just don't buy Yules.
Yeah, you skip the heals. Because you get the mana region, you don't need the setup. But you can always like have a kill potential on mostly any hero.
Hyper might actually drop bottom. In fact, one more right click from the Pitlord gonna do it. It might drop to the
Yeah, double
Firefall.
stun.
No, not quite enough damage. The ticks of the Firestorm got really close there. He still has a blink away. They have vision on him too, so he doesn't want to get too close to this.
This is really good for the Bloodseeker. You should be playing a bit aggressive on the Mars here, since you have like tons of movement speed.
Dark Willow's actually moved mid too. I don't know if Mossflower spotted this Bramble Maze. Connects once, but it's not going to happen twice. Mossflower just dodges it. Bambino's also super low, so I don't know if he wanted to commit to anything.
Oh, okay, he's running at him top. Looks up.
Probably should be dead, yeah. The support Tidehunter making a showing in the top lane.
Like,
Unexpected.
that's really good. Like, 2 heroes are low. Bloodseeker went 1-1-2. You just got -4 armor. Mars has like a really bad early armor, so it's a free kill.
Another TP top again from Mars. Does not want to die at the same time. Hyper bottom taking a lot of damage though. Still slightly behind the Bloodseeker, especially when it comes to denies, but not the biggest of deals when we're comparing the cores with each other. So that is essentially tied when it comes to last hits. Ruskdaddy gonna fight Mr. D for the rune here, has the stun, and will be able to get it. Might die afterwards though. Mr. D going for the shackles. There is a rotation from Syrup Badger too, but Ruskdaddy, knowing that this is happening, just backs up. Ruskdaddy might get zapped. He doesn't have the mana for it. And I think Ruskdaddy's gonna be okay. Yeah, Mr. G is going to turn around. Ruskdaddy probably has to go back to base. And the benefit of this is, too, you're giving your Bloodseeker the bonus damage, bonus move speed.
Is he 113? Skill build?
Yeah.
On the Bloodseeker?
So this entire walk back to base, he has this bonus. It's very nice for the laning stage.
113.
Might be able to run... I don't... You really can't kill a Dark Willow here.
It should be on the Mars, like you should not try to jump Dark Willow.
Crucial Taunt's playing pretty well, though, I think. Other than the one death, his positioning has been fine, especially right there, where you gotta be afraid of the Bloodseeker just running you down.
Like, if you look at Mars, he has like 184 armor, so like with Gush, he will put him at 0 armor. And with the insane attack speed, movement speed that Bloodseeker is getting.
To get the mana for it right now.
Yeah.
The struggle. You get a regen rune on. Bambino actually able to pick it up. Doesn't get the benefit of it. Still denies it away from a Shadow Shaman, I guess. More importantly, Mr. D denying that regen rune from Bambino. And still 2 heroes mid. Again, Logic going for the rotation. Mossflower able to dodge the Bramble Maze yet again. We'll be just fine. It's a good attempt, I think. From Logic, it's just a hard one to pull off for sure. Now that Mossflower is level 6 too, it's most likely not going to happen. Unless Bambino just gets... Oh, okay. It gets close there. He does a lot of damage to Mossflower with the ulti up now. Sentry also in the mid lane. So we have a rotation from Mr. D. They want to look for the shackles, but it's kind of hard to get this on Ricky without him knowing. Mr. D just going to run up, go for the shackles. Smoke already popped. They get on top, trick the trade used. They go for the shackles, gets it up to the high ground. The cast range just long enough, and Bambino ticks out 3-0 for Mossflower team.
I'm surprised that he didn't use his Remnant while Ricky was using his level 3. Forgot what it's called. Because, like, that's an easy setup as well for the Void Spirit. The moment you use the tricks in the trades on the Ricky.
Might be able to go top lane again too. Crucial Taunt gonna get silenced up. Does get the slow back on the off, and I don't know if they want to chase this too far. Yeah, Logic TPing back into this lane. Jazzwall gonna be the first one to back off, followed quickly by off. Another courier kill for Mr. D too, just flanking all the way around. Gonna get chased back by Ruskdaddy, but probably nothing gonna happen too much of this. Ruskdaddy gonna check for a ward, not find anything. Mr. D not actually warding this. Oh, actually he did. I forgot that the cliff ward actually catches that spot if you put it far enough away from the cliff. Only expected it down the tower there. Let's see if you're gonna be right with Mossflower though. I'm still not seeing anything queued up for him.
Easy setup.
Bottom lane, they get some damage into Syrup Badger. Probably not gonna die for anything here though. Is a little bit slow on the rotation from Logic, so they basically can't get anything over here. In fact, Hyper taking a lot of harass from that too. Top lane again, Crucial Taunt gonna get close to dead, but gets away. There's a huge stack here as well for off to farm with the silence, but it's only a level 1 blood right since he went 1-1-3. We lose the Pit Lord bottom, and it's the first kill for Ruskdaddy's team.
He's rushing the Road to Features. It's a pretty good game on the Underlord. There's what 4 good heroes that you can use it on. For me personally, I don't like it as a first item. I always love like a Hood or a Vanguard beforehand. Like Hood, this game would be
a little
like
bit more tankiness.
Yep.
You're not very bulky right now in Syrup Badger. In fact, Maybe Hyper could just run you down with the right clicks right now as soon as his Firestorm is over. Obviously his ulti isn't going to do too much damage.
Yes, man.
In fact, he really
Yes,
can't
man,
even
fight.
trade. He's fine doing this. Hyper
Yeah.
taking
You man
majority
fight,
of it
like-
there. Mid
like
lane,
you
they
killed the
are
full
going to
cricket.
look for Mr. D, and I think he should be
Okay.
dead. Logic taking the kill. I thought
Only
maybe they prioritized Bambino, but not too big of a deal. 181 gold going to Logic there on the Dark Willow. We'll find Illusion Rune at the same time. Mossflower got to be careful how far over here he wants to go. Is going to get stunned up by Ruskdaddy.
And another D ward
Nothing
in the mid
further.
lane. Currently, the warding from the Dire is not being that successful. All their warding, the wards that they try to put are being spotted.
They're mostly aggressive wards they've been planting too. I guess the one in the mid lane is kind of like both, but might be a big lane bottom if they can take this too. Especially since they are losing some of these wards. If you can take the tower early, it kind of helps you in that department. Tier 1 bottom, they're going to commit wards, they're going to commit Catapult Wave 2. Not something that it can truly decide, but still it's going to help them out.
Syrup is stacking too much. Finally, switch. Because technically they can take tower and you can rift up.
I think it's going to be a trade 1-for-1, it looks like. They have a Catapult top lane.
They can defend it with Underlord.
They have Ravage as well. We'll see if they choose to TP in here. There's going to be one with the Underlord. Does cancel it for now. Hyper instead going to get gone on bottom. Cannot blink out of this. Goes for the TP. Going for the shackles. And it's there at the last second. You hear the sound effect go off. And that's how you know it was so close. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Mossflower getting a little bit too aggressive here. Crucial taunt connecting with the Mars Arena. Something that's quite hard to do on Void Spirit, but there he gets it.
No blood for you.
Radiant's middle tower is
That's
Like
a
in those
strong
jumps, you
posture.
always have to go with the Hex instead of the Shackle, because Hex has a higher cat range.
Got a kill on the Void Spirit, and they will look for the top tower still. Jazzball might get ran down here. Right clicks from Bambino. Maybe doesn't
Use your
want to
Anchor
dive
Smash!
this.
Anchor Smash! Dude, Anchor Smash! You could have used Anchor Smash and
I was like,
slow-
maybe they're gonna wait for a TP and pop Ravage and try and kill Bambino, but
Yeah, but like Anchor Smash will maybe
will
force
elongate
Ricky.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Gonna jump onto Bambino, getting hexed up into the grab, as well as a DD on Mossflower. More than enough to finish this off here. Is going for the
Loki.
Orchid on Mossflower. Which it's really strong in a Ricky now too, actually.
Yeah. Like you can get it way too early before the AM's meta timing.
Because
So
he's still
AM
working
has
on
to, like-
Battle Fury too. It's a little bit before
Yeah.
that yet. But 5 Dire Heroes in the mid lane. They're going to make a big rotation towards the bottom lane and maybe even take a tier 2 12 minutes into this game, or 13 minutes.
Oh, they have snakes. So they still have Glyph. They're gonna Glyph.
Glyph probably kills the wards here, but if you can force it out, I think you basically just wait until the
Yeah.
serpents are back up again.
That's a bad Glyph. Should have waited the creep wave.
Oh,
But
it
if
only
they
hits
got-
one ward at a time, even underneath the glyph?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
We do lose the Shadow Shaman, though. A
Yeah,
little bit of
but
rotation
what
for
the final
Bambino, making that easy, as well as the Serpent Ward still hitting the tower. Probably not going to fall here. Sarah Badger going for the Uber out. Will get it in
500
time,
gonna
not
get
really a counterplay there. Jazzwald probably going to be the sacrificial lamb here. Maybe even loses his courier, but gets ran down. Even committing the Mars Arena for this. Guarantees it. Top
He
lane,
did a
they
mistake
have
there.
lost the tier 1. Hyper TPing away.
he did a mistake there, the Tidehunter running away from his taxi drive. Because he was fine, like he could have like ran to
Yeah,
him
just
and
jumping into
saved
the
close.
pit lane.
Oh well.
I still think you're okay with getting that much damage in the tier 2, though. Basically halfway dead. You did
Yeah,
trade
but-
away your top tier 1, but
Look, what they did was correct, but two people died. Even though they're supports, but
it
that
still
shouldn't
would be
happen.
a
Like,
little-
like
they probably
usually,
could have got
usually,
away. Yeah.
yeah, like usually when they glyph, just that's a cue for you to like get the fuck out.
I think both of the support... Who did they go to as well? Because I think Bambino cleaned up one, and then the Mars picking up the other. Any kills for Bambino is nice, and they will find Mossflower too. There's a stun silence through from off, but still the spear at the same time from Crucial Taunt is going to come. And especially with the ulti away, maybe he can escape this. Is going to be close if he can get the second charge. Does get it. The Lion Finger trying to bring down off, not quite enough damage. And they don't have any more lockdown after that. Shadow Shaman rotating on the backside. Out comes the first Ravage of the game, leads to 2 direct kills on supports. And that will be it for the mid lane fight. A double kill for Off. Cool. 393 gold for him, and it does mean they could just push bottom again. They might not even commit the wards for this either. It is pretty low. And they don't have the Fortify yet.
There's a catapult coming next wave as well.
Oh, they do?
No.
Okay. I mean, I guess if they're defending this, which they are, you might as well just commit it. Make sure you take the tier 2. Probably not going to get the deny here either. Yeah, Mr. T will get the last hit. Hyper still just farming top lane. Crucial Taunt getting so low. Gush from Jazzwald finishes him off, and now Off does not want to dive the tier 3s.
Like here they could have like pressured the tier 3s since there's a catapult coming.
And maybe use the wards for it.
Yeah, and just like force it to get back. Force at least 3 or 4 heroes to play.
They're gonna find Ruskdaddy too. Is the grab from Mr. D connecting right after the Aether Remnant.
Yeah, and he's like less than 150 gold away from the Orchid and the Void Spirit. Really good timing.
Battle Fury's up on Hyper, so he is getting closer to that Manta, but still decent amount away at the moment.
At least he should kill him at least once. Once or twice. Which he can. Like that's the good thing about the Dire Draft.
Do you want to commit? Like, do you want to go hunting for an AM right now, though? I feel like that kind of just drags you away from the bottom part of the map, which we do get a fight. Actually, this kind of just looks like a weird engagement. I don't know. Bambino can't chase with the Bloodseeker.
Like you have wards on in the bottom jungle, so you know he's gonna be playing top, right?
Well, I'm just saying it does force your Void Spirit to rotate away, though. Like,
I would rather see the Void Spirit playing on the opposite side rather than the Underlord playing by himself top lane right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I always like love to see the Underlord playing with his supports or his supports playing with the Underlord, and one of the cores playing close by to them.
I like the move from Hyper though. Just TP to the bot lane after that happens. They're like, yeah, they tried to take a fight in the bot lane. They committed Rupture for it, so he's a bit safer because of that. Still, I mean, it's probably gonna get Blink class range, I would assume. The armor doesn't really seem too particularly useful for AM in this game.
Not really. He already has good amount of armor, 16 armor.
There's a smoke play on the backside though. Jazzwald running in with the Ravage. Mr. T as well. Gonna get a grab on top of the Dark Willow. Able to save himself in the meantime. Mars ulti on top of 2. Getting stuck inside this, and well, Dark Willow is able to walk out, but Crucial Taunt does not have the same luck. Actually, Crucial Taunt on the other side. That was actually just a 4-man ulti that doesn't really lead to too much. That's why it's kind of
Crucial had a good ultimate, but the good reaction from the Tidehunter with the Ravage. It's not the spear animation.
This is just the power of like Ravage into Dark Willow too. It basically negates Dark Willow's oh god, I always forget the name of this ability.
Bramble, Shadow Realm.
Yeah. Going to connect. How is Bambino not getting taunted there? He will walk back into it. It looks like he was right on the edge, and still going to lead to him dying, unfortunately. Is Ruskdaddy running into the pit here, still trying to chase back into Mossflower. He's got a finger ready, but not. He does get it off. Mossflower getting kind of low, but he's able to sprint away. Sir Badger going for the Uber. Might not even need to use it, but he still lets it complete. And they will find Hyper here, who maybe could run down Mossflower. If he finds him, Hyper, I think he has the vision on top of him. He does blink forward, goes for the ulti, not quite enough though.
He hesitated. And then he's like, oh, I should go for it. Or somebody like told him, like, go, man, you can kill him.
Might as well. You have the haste route, even if you miss, it's just run back to the lane, basically.
Like, he's not gonna kill you. Like, what's gonna happen, like, you're gonna get Orchid.
Yeah.
Well,
worst that could happen is somebody else is like, Bloodseeker was dead at the time, right?
Like nobody's gonna die.
Oh no, he wasn't actually. He's 404. Bloodseeker could not be found at the time. Blink on Crucial Taunt that was strong. I should be on net worth, and I am not. Still, we're seeing most of the same from Hyper. He's not even going back to base after losing some health from Syrup Badger, though. I mean, we're still seeing a lot of Pit Lord playing in the top lane away from the team right now, as there is a rotation bottom lane from the rest of Dire jumping in. They get a nice Mars ulti onto 2, locking in off, as well as Mr. D. Mr. D dropping off, probably going to be next. You do pop the Rupture on the Ricky, at least going to leave Bambino kind of stuck here, as he has to turn and try and right-click here. Will eventually die. Just too much damage as he gets surrounded off, starting to pump it out. Everybody gets so low, and that thirst starts to add up.
And that's a fight without the Ravage. So they still have Ravage up. Actually, it just came up like the moment the Mars died.
I guess the big issue there is, again, you get a really nice Mars arena, but they aren't quite able to kill off Bambino that got stuck inside of it.
Well, anyway,
messing up.
you don't have damage on your team.
Yeah,
like, where your damage is going to come from?
Off still has 0 deaths.
Like, you have a Ricky aim lineup. Like Ricky, does he have his diffusal or not yet? No, he has the diffusal.
Oh, he has the diffusal.
I mean, he has to go Manta. He's forced to go Manta.
He might actually get him a kill right now too. Is Syrup Badger a little bit caught out? Diffusal.
Then he got a position.
Look for Mr. D as well, but this is kind of hard for him to jump into. Just get the return chains there. And I think, yeah, he just follows up afterwards.
Well, actually, that's good for him that he moved, because if he didn't move, then the Shackle will stay on. Then he will get silenced. He does not have nothing.
Yeah. I mean, he probably did it on accident, but we'll give it to him. There's a nice spear coming out from Crucial Taunt, but I don't know if they, again, just don't have the damage. Rupture is over, I believe, on the Bambino.
Oh, he caught the Ricky.
Yeah, he actually grabs the Ricky with the Ravage after the tricks of the trade. A nice one coming out from Jazzwald. Logic dying afterwards, and Ruskdaddy potentially the last kill in this, as Crucial Taunt is pretty far away, but a very clean fight coming out from Jazzwald there.
Yeah, they can go into Roshan right now.
They're not the greatest Roshan team, though.
Well, they have separate wards.
Yeah, I guess you just have to commit the wards for it. Crucial Taunt without Mars.
And you have Gush, and I think Hunter has a medallion as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. No, you can't.
Using the medallion?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I got it. Like medallion plus Gush and control from the Shadow Shaman, that's easy.
It's actually, yeah, it's not a bad rush when you pop the wards on it. It does kind of delay your push, like, immediately afterwards, but they might just go for top anyway. It's probably the easiest lane for them to push right now. Hyper still just farming way far away from the team. He does have the Manta picked up. Now working on a Skull Basher.
He needs too many items this game. Like, he needs Basher, he needs later on BKB, he needs Ruskdaddy to minimize the amount of regen happening in this game.
21-9 though. Seems like a pretty dominating Mossflower performance.
I don't want to take it away from the players. I think it's just the draft.
Mid lane Crucial Taunt might have just gotten caught out here. He actually blinked into this too. They lose the line as well, somewhere off to the side. I don't know if that was him like trying to maybe initiate with a Mars Arena. There's just too many heroes there for Mossflower's team. And it might even be the high ground push too. There's still 30 seconds before the wards come up, but they're at your tier 3s knocking at the doorstep. I think they could just take this. Wardify is up.
He just came up.
Just popped the aggressive fort though. Yeah. Immediately get their creeps back on the high ground and continue the push. And again, ward's about to come back up in 10 seconds.
Ricky is tipping in.
Do you commit the ward's bottom, or do you want to use them on the racks here? Syrup Badger popping BKB. That might have been a misclick there. Mossflower stunned up. Yeah, no, he's fine. He can easily dodge that, blinking in. Jazzwald getting a nice Ravage onto everyone. At least everyone on the high ground. Hyper's not even here yet. It will lead them to 2 kills. Buyback immediately from Bambino. Now having to jump back into this fight. Crucial Taunt looking for a Mars Arena. Still looking. Has the blink on when he wants to. Does popping. Everybody caught inside of this except for the ones with the BKB. A nice Lion Stone, the Ravage there. But it's still just not doing that much. There's so many BKBs pop. Jazzwall does eventually drop, but the cores are still standing, dishing out all the damage they could think of. And again, just a great fight from Mossflower team. Just waiting on their BKBs, and now the blinking from Hyper blowing up. Mossflower does eventually kill him off, but still off refuses to die. They turn it into a kill for Hyper. 12-0-8 on the Bloodseeker.
And they still have the awards.
There's a lot of damage coming out from Am, but unfortunately, not enough to get a kill there.
But
do you want to commit the wards here, though?
No,
I feel like your timing is kind of over.
They just reassess, get the region up, and maybe push top lane. Most probably they'll push bot. Yeah, I think the play is to push bot lane, push the bottom area, and then control their triangle, and take next Roshan, if there is next Roshan, and endgame. I'm surprised that the Underlord went BKB this game. Like for now, core F is more than enough.
I mean, it works. It's like they are leading by 14k, so I think it's just you buy the item to just, you know, shove it in a lane, try and take racks as early as possible, and it kind of helps them there. Didn't really get the job done since he popped it a bit early, but minus that.
I haven't seen somebody buying the shard on the Lord. It's kind of okay, but it's not that special. Like, I think the only good thing about it is reducing the cast point.
I guess the heal is okay too. I mean, it's not negligible. It's not a lot, but it's something. I guess 15% is almost unnoticeable if you're taking damage. But be back
it's like closer to the void thing, whatever it's called.
See Hyper's pulling the RTZ move all the way on the opposite side of the map. And again, it's not like there's much he can do right now. Like, I don't know if even you rotated this. Does Mossflower jumping in? It is similarly down goes Ruskdaddy just instantly, as well as Bambino. Again, Jazzwall just on point with these. It really helps when he has a gem too. He just knows what he's doing. Getting the job done. He knows exactly what this hero was picked for, and he's delivering.
He mistimed it. Mossflower mistimed the...
Oh, unfortunate. How much of a window is that even? Phase duration's 1.3 seconds.
1.3. So like, just 1.3. When the crown is on the third tick, you just like go down. Like after the third tick hits, so on the fourth it's gonna hit you.
Aegis is gone. We do have Bambino spawning very soon. There's also a rotation back. Link in the fear, very nice, right on top of the Mars Arena. Jazzwall just walking it off though. BKB popped from off, and look at him go! Just dumping the damage on top of their faces right now. Hyper as well getting stunned up, and the shackle from Mr. D. Mr. D might die to the Manta Illusions here, but he can pop the smoke and be fine. Ruskdaddy just gonna call GG. Again, Crucial Taunt is like delivering every single one of these fights, I feel like. It's too little too late in that fight. Most of the fights they didn't have damage either.
The big mistake happened there. Darko used her Bramble, so two of the heroes got rooted. So they were not hitting the wall, so there was no like extra damage coming up. But again, I think the game just ended from the draft itself. The entire draft was 10 times much better. The Radiant had to like crush lanes and have like 5k net worth lead for the first like 15 minutes just to have a game, because they have like two aggressive farming heroes.
Yeah, and you're probably not going to farm back from that if you're AM. Like, it's just going to take way too long. It wasn't even a bad timing on the Battle Fury either, I didn't think anyway. Our phone's almost dead. Bambino, go make your popcorn. Bambino, what the hell?
Just invite me to the... What's the password?
MD12.
Classic.
very secure. Game 2 we go. I mean, it was a 28 game for game 1, 28-minute game. Still pretty one-sided for Mossflower. And I can stop streaming on Discord. Where is Discord? You're tiny. Come here. Come here. Come here. Wait on game 2 though. I haven't seen the Bloodseeker too much actually. I think Off might actually be the first one to play that I've casted even. One second. Come here. There we go. Now you're shedding or something. Alright, it is getting so hot. Like, need to turn my air conditioner on. It is so hot. I'm sorry if there's like an excess amount of background noise. Where do we get shards from? But anyway, Burnman really knocking it down to a draft to win for game 1. Just an easier draft to pull off for Mossflower. We'll see if we get some of the same in game 2. Obviously, 4 Boomers, 1 Zoomer. Looking strong. But hoping to bounce back is Ruskdaddy. Maybe now we get to see the Bambino Dark Willow. Who knows? Jubin. I feel like it's just easy to ban that out. But obviously they don't need to worry about it game 1. The big thing was the combo with the Dark Willow and the Mars, the Fear, really pairing up there. Unfortunately, Bramble's coming out at the exact same time as the Mars Arena, not the pinnacle of that combo, but still, we just did the coin toss, and we're probably gonna get the win marked, I would assume. So let me go do that. Once I know who's getting what. Mossflower, of course. Taking game 1, and I will do this. Yeah, they didn't mark it. What the hell?
Radiant team banned.
Loser of this does get knocked to the lower bracket, which... Hold on one sec.
10 seconds remaining.
Loser of this goes to play Snow Team, if I'm reading this correct.
Radiant team banned.
It's either Snow or Zero Escapes, but I don't think it's Zero Escape. I think the loser of this goes to play Snow Team, or the loser of this goes to play the winner of Cloudy versus Hollow in the lower bracket. Zero Escape picking up the 2-0 against Dynasty. I believe that was yesterday. Wait, I'm kind of behind on my schedule. Busy last few days. Jazzwald putting up a solid performance on the Tidehunter in game 1. They're just going to go ahead and first pick it again in game 2. Ruskdaddy going for the puck. Strong first pick, obviously a lot of flex potential into a Lion, which gives you a decent amount of lockdown for the puck, at the very least. So, again, this is a draft that Mossflower is comfortable running with their stuns. Shadow Shaman being gone, they're like, okay, oops, let's just get, you know, another hero that has a Hex. Not sure if that's exactly the line of thought that Mossflower goes for, but still a lot of lockdown on their team. And again, with the just amazing performance with Jazzwald in game 1. I think Off gets MVP for game 1, just, you know, going unkilled. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Hi. 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 You want up here? Do you want up here?
Seconds remaining.
Sorry, cat takes priority. Sinking into... I guess since it isn't a pause 3 Tidehunter, normally a pause 3 Tidehunter would be building a pipe, especially if you're playing into a Sand King Pluck, but in this game, you don't have to worry about Tidehunter just building up these super bulky items. Sand King's still something that kind of have to worry about on your supports. You probably want to get something like, I don't know, what's an annoying support for Sand King? I mean, I guess Lion's fine. You still have stun there. Obviously, the instant disable from the Hex is always going to be really strong.
Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining.
Tiny dump like that.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Undying would have been a nice steal for Mossflower into Sand King, but it does work. Again, pause 5 Tidehunter though, like, you see Jazzwald doesn't really play it where he's on the front lines. Like,
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Come here. Or not, or you could just lay down. DK, they're going with the anime. They get a decent amount of push from their mid lane. You don't have the Shadow Shaman to do that with this game, so if you get it with DK, I think DK could be off lane too. Like way back in the day, DK used to be an off laner. I don't think as much anymore, but I've seen DK ran mid, I think last week. Was it League of Legends I was casting or MD2L? It's been a while. Still finds a lot of success though, especially when you get the Agnums like before 30 minutes and you can just start running down lanes if you haven't already, obviously. DK looking to take the tower as soon as he gets level 6, or within like 2 or 3 minutes of him getting level 6. You want to take that mid-tier 1 tower. Picking DK into Undying is a little strange, but I guess... Is this like a... This is probably BKB before Eggs game, and I'm not sure what DK gets before that. Do you get Maelstrom on this hero? Blink?
Dire team pick.
Probably Blink. Especially into a Quap too, you need some sort of catch. Otherwise you're relying on Lion a little bit too much to get the disable until Lion gets a blink. It's not really an issue once Lion gets a blink,
10
but
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
DK's blink is a pretty big deal. I think Lion's blink is too, obviously. This is like a big Mossflower just picking a bunch of heroes that needs to buy blink. Basically, it feels that
Sorry.
way.
Came back.
Like priorities.
Dire team
Bird.
Well, I didn't make popcorn, but
What the fuck?
no,
I've been
I
lying
ordered
to you.
some
Bamboos.
seeds, sunflower seeds, seeds on, and some dried corn with like barbecue spices on it.
Are you just not on the popcorn grind anymore?
10 seconds remaining.
No, I'm always on the popcorn grind. I had like popcorn like 2 days ago, so
5 seconds.
No, but you're switching up your snacks. It's not as
no,
consistent.
because this is fresh. Like the package just arrived like yesterday, so. And I've been like craving dried corn with barbecue spices. I mean, not dried corn; it's just cooked corn. It's pretty good. While drinking whiskey as well, so yeah, boomer life, I guess.
Is that the boomer lane?
Team back.
Anyway, let's look at the drafts here.
Oh, okay. You
Let's-
just don't want to talk about being a boomer anymore. I get it. I get it. Age
Well-
is a difficult topic.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, like I can't say I'm a boomer when there's crucial thought in the game. So
Exactly. There are literally 4 boomers, 1 zoomer.
Dire team
Although that's the other team. What the hell? We need to swap team names here.
yeah, especially there's crucial. Anyway, the Undying pick is actually really good here. Like it's really good against
team back.
like 2 cores and most probably the support Tide Hunter, right?
Yeah, but this is 3 strength. The Undying was picked before, or
The
yeah,
DK.
before DK and Underlord. Like both of these picks are coming after the Undying, which is a little confusing.
10 seconds remaining.
I still remember the day when
5
I was playing a
seconds
scrim
remaining.
with a new team, and they picked me Undying, and the enemy team picked, I think, Mars and Air Spirit, and it was just a sad day for them.
Birdman leaking new team details.
Well, that was last year
No.
in March, so I'm not leaking
Why are you
anything.
acting like this was yesterday?
Because I have like good memory. I remember a lot of stuff. I still remember most of my Dota games if I can look at them.
10 seconds remaining.
I still remember an iconic game I played me and my friend in 2007. It was a 3 versus 5 game. 2 of my teammates disconnected. I was playing Spirit Breaker, I had Battle Fury, BKB, good stuff. My friend was playing Shaker,
10 seconds remaining.
and we had the Zeus on our team. Yeah,
5
that was like what, 14 years ago. Anyway, we did the
really
pick.
are a boomer. You know that. 14 years of Dota. That sounds like it was Dota 1 days, honestly. Medusa's
Yeah.
I don't know
I
how
think
to feel
Medusa's-
about either of these drafts. I feel like Undying's really strong for Rusk this game. But obviously you pick the Pit Lord to counter Puck and Queen of Pain. It feels like Medusa Not too sure why that's in this draft.
I'm not sure why there's.
Zombies, I guess. The split shot hit zombies, or do you still have to right click them?
I'm not sure why there's Puck and Queen of Pain on the same team when Puck
I think
anything.
that's fine. It's a little squishy. Like their lineup is Lion Finger Dream, honestly. Like they don't have a lot of tanky boys, other than Undying when he gets a couple of stacks, and I guess Sand King slightly. But Queen of Pain and Slurk kind of get melted.
Like I think the only reason they picked the Queen here or moved the Puck to a support just because of Dragon Knight mid. But like okay, like for Puck it's not that great of a lane. Like you're not gonna kill him and he's not gonna kill you, but you can still farm him around the map. But Puck as a support, like it's not as good as before. But let's see.
Game 2 coming up, though. Of course, we have the Quap Arcana. Slark set looks like shit. Sand King set looks okay.
Well, this is one of the best Crucial Taunt heroes. He's playing stacking. Like he's well known for his stacking and Beastmaster.
Prepare for battle.
Good luck, have fun, says Crucial Taunt. Only ones in this entire game that feel like talking and wishing each other good luck. Wait, did you say which draft you like the most?
No, like both of them are fine. I think the Radiant have a better draft this game than last game. For me, the Dire's just a Medusa pick is kind of out of place since there's tons of magical damage from the enemy team. So the Medusa pick looks a bit
30 seconds to
like
battle.
not great. But is it jump on Slark, forcing the pounce?
Yeah,
That's
can't
a
quite
win.
get the kill here, but it's really good that you forced him to level pounce, like, for sure.
Oh, Syrup is dead here.
And I think, yeah, Sir Badger's has gone a bit too far. It would be even better.
Oh,
You're
he
not going
tried
to get
for the
Slurk
deny.
stacks, I guess, is the benefit from that. You're like, hey,
Death arrives upon the battlefield.
But the only bad thing about it that Queen of Pain had a free kill, and she got the gold, the extra gold. Like they should know there's a ward behind the tier 1 tower. Because he was like hiding between the trees and they were able to see him.
this is like totally quad favored mid lane, right?
Like by level 3 the DK should be fine. With 2 points of
That's what
Dragon
I was
Blood.
thinking. Like, it's really quad favored early on, but because DK really doesn't have a way to negate magic damage until he gets a couple of items, like maybe it's more quad favored. I don't know. Pop also has a better ability to farm the jungle too.
Yep. But still DK is gonna like get his CS and farm. No problem there.
Do you still think he's able to take the tier 1 tower like relatively early? Quap able to clear the wave with just Scream of Pain, which I think she's gonna max. We'll see.
The only way for him to have a better lane than like even or close to even is the rotation of the supports and controlling the runes, because that's what Quap lives for, controlling runes.
Does not have a ward on either of the runes at the moment. In fact, Mossflower has that advantage right now.
Well, anyway, you usually need your position 4 always to move to the one of the sides, depending if you're playing Dire to the bottom rune It's playing Gradient to the other
Try
side.
and save Syrup Badger right now.
Syrup
Syrup
Badger.
Badger is getting melted by Hyper, and there's the permanent stacks.
Yeah, you can't have Lion with no mana in lane.
Spell again, gonna get daggered up, and yeah, with 2 levels in the regen, I think he's negating like almost 90% of the damage. It looks like, especially when he pops a Tango.
Yep.
Like it's not even doing any damage. It's basically just an annoying slow at that point.
It's pretty good. Like he can stand in. That's why, like, I think the co-op got forced. Sort of the puck pick.
Well, you pick Puck first anyway, just because you can flex it too. Do you really? I mean, Puck gets owned by DK, is what you're saying then, or?
No, like the reason why people don't like it because puck cannot harass the DK.
Bot lane again, Surf Badger gonna take a lot of damage here. Right click's just coming one after the other. Hyper, one more should do it. No, 2 more. Does eventually give the kill to Ruskdaddy, popping the heal bomb there.
That's just the Lion playing away from the away from the Underlord, and that's not an easy Underlord game at all. Like Slark is usually good against the Underlord, and the only time the Underlord will have a better lane if he has a good position for that
Crucial
kind of
top lane. They have a sentry on top. Okay, no, there's no way they get this kill. I'd be very surprised. Sorry, Birdman, I cut you off.
Yeah, no worries. Like usually Slark could sometimes struggles against Underlord lanes if the enemy 4 have like a good right click damage that can harass. But it's a Lion, and Lion is really crap at
Here's
doing
what
this.
you were kind of talking about, though. Logic is sort of making a move mid lane. There is a ward here for.
So he's gonna try
Mossflower.
and
It's kind of. I mean, you're securing the rune basically, is what you're saying. You can't really kill the DK with just Puck
No.
Bop, but be able to fill up your bottle this way. Puck doing a very nice job spotting that out. Jazzwald again looking at top lane. Crucial Taunt gonna stun back into the Tidehunter. Maybe look to kill, but not gonna get too aggressive here. Wants to be careful with the puck gone. Orb unfortunately missing there from Logic. Might have been able to commit a bit further if that connects and try and get a kill, but not today. It is 3-0 at the moment for Ruskdaddy team. Completely reverse of last game. At least this far.
nice done.
Is this the mana drain level 2? Interesting.
I hate this hero. I always find him underwhelming. I think it's a great
Yeah.
since you're playing against a Slark.
I mean, I guess it's good into Undying too, because you just constantly try to run him out of mana. Obviously, it's not really doing that much right now. In fact,
But they have
dying
mana.
before the 5-minute rune is really rough for them. Jazzwald gonna find 1 bounty, but Ruskdaddy finds 2. Jazzwald gonna find 2 because Logic backed away.
Yeah, he kept it for the co-op. Co-op is gonna blink there. That's a little bit sad. But she's not gonna lose
Unfortunate.
any creeps for that.
Yeah, Bambino gonna miss the rune here. And maybe call out the Tidehunter. I think he might hunt for the Tidehunter now. Oh, he's just going.
He has no mana. Can't do anything about it.
We'll find him in the side here. He does have a TP out, and no stun from either of these two. Jazzwald wants to get away here. Yeah, he will just pop the TP and be fine.
Mid lane.
Rotation mid lane too, but this is on the Ruskdaddy. Mr. D. Again with the 202 build. Looking to get some stacks up on Mossflower. The strength there kind of makes that a bit easy. That Sook being popped. There's a 3-man rotation now from Ruskdaddy team into the mid lane. Kind of just
That's a
awkward movements here.
that's a good ultimate from the DK, trying to put some pressure with the catapult. He can glyph the wave. Yep.
This is like super strong. I feel like if you're keeping these 3 heroes mid, you feel really good that your side lanes are hopefully regaining
Tank the
something.
catapult. Nice. Good job. Tank the right clicks from the catapult, so
They're gonna get us to half HP here too. Maybe not
Yeah.
take it. It's gonna be close, but I don't think you take it. Here, Ruskdaddy gonna lose all
Yeah,
his
he
mana
just
from the
leaves now.
Tombstone. Mossflower has to be a little bit careful how much he wants to commit here. Obviously, Not able to take down that tombstone. Doesn't want to sit on the high ground too much. Stun coming through from Mr. D. Is tanking a lot of damage from these zombies. Mossflower as well. Through comes the orb. Gets a stun. Back into the quap. Going for the mana drain. Does not have mana for the ultimate. Bambino did after he popped the wand. But now Mr. D is just getting right in his face.
That's a win for the entire team for sure.
It's a not quite quarter HP on the mid tier one, but got it pretty close. I think one more push does it for them.
Well, you did this amount of damage when there was like 2 supports sitting in your lane.
Sir Badger might be dead. Oh, no, he's fine.
Like it's not good for the Sir Badger because he's playing Underlord and he's behind against the Slord. But this is good for the Medusa against the Sacking.
This is a weird game right now for Hyper. He's just sitting bottom with 0 mana, but he's still getting his right clicks in. 50 CS for the Medusa and 42 for Hyper as we approach the 8-minute mark. Are there a lot of stacks for Medusa?
No.
1, I think. Oh, they're gonna get ancient stacks too, I guess. And maybe Mr. D can get both? Did he get the twin?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Well played. Trying to help out Medusa there. I mean, Office farming really well. He had a really good game 1. 56 and 10 so far in game 2. And Manta first, always the incorrect build. The only correct build on for Medusa is Rushing Rapier. Either that or Mask of Madness into Rapier. Bottom lane, Sir Badger going to trade up with Hyper yet again. And the trade sort of going the way of the Pit Lord, but Hyper getting a lot of right clicks in at the same time, up to 10 stacks. The Essence Shift, but it's only level 1 Essence Shift, so these don't last too long. We'll be able to regen with the level 6 top lane. They lose Jazzwall into Crucial Taunt there. We'll get ran down by Off, but I think Off cannot get this kill. We'll eventually lose the mid-tier 1 Mossflower getting the last hit.
Also, this is a good item, Faded Brooch, for the Radiant team.
Giving it to Slark, or who?
Well, to anybody. It's good for the Undying, good for the Sacking, good for the Quap, good for the Puck.
I guess the mana regen's really good on all of these. Slark, you're seeing Hyper have to continually ferry out a lot of clarities. Bottom lane too.
Yeah, like since Slark like uses his mana a lot to farm and push waves, so he would need that. R.I.P. Ring of Aquila.
Yeah. Well, it's still in the game.
Yeah, but
technically. Isn't it level 2 neutral item? Tier 2?
yes, it's tier 2 and it got buffed because it was crap when it was released.
Yeah. Because they basically just did the same thing, right?
I think so.
It's like it's gonna be a tier 2 item at that minute mark. It's kind of like bleh. Bring back the actual Ring of Aquila. I think this is gonna be 4 bounty runes, by the way, for Ruskdaddy team. Still not a singular kill 10 minutes into this game for Mossflower's team. Struggling after their win game 1. Switching up their draft in game 2. Jazzwald is gonna get ran down here. Still does not have the ultimate, but he is very dead. Stuck in the trees, can't cut down anymore. He's got the 1 tango, but that clearly isn't going to be enough to save. Bottom lane, they're looking for Hyper.
Like all that happened while the Medusa is still farming, so that's still good.
I'm honestly... Does Mossflower rotate bottom here to just take the tier 1? Maybe they need to be doing more with the DK ulti.
They can do that, and the Child Hunter should be playing mid, grabbing his level 6, because he's only level 4 right now.
I mean, they have the Lion Finger, they have some damage, it's just not the most, especially when you pick Medusa. Your damage is going to be more oriented toward the mid-game, late-game. Sir Badger barely dodging the leap there, so we will be able to survive this, I would assume. Yes.
Well, that's good. There's a wave coming in. Oh, Hyper playing aggressive on him.
More Hyper with the leap up again, as well as the level 6. Not the ultimate back. Looking for a stun from Mr. D, not coming through. Ruskdaddy instead. Mr. D thinking about so many targets there. As we get a rotation from the Medusa. Off is up here. Kind of a weird rotation from him, but I mean, it nets a kill, or at least an assist there. They get something out of it. Mid lane at the same time. Mossflower dropping to the Quap ultimate.
That's a good trade. At least it's funny that Undying was about to like hit his DK, but you saw 3 people are hitting him and Firestorm is hitting him as well. It was like, oh, if I'm gonna use DK, I'm gonna get more tanky, and by getting tanky, I'm gonna get more damage. I'm dead anyway, so just let me die.
Again, it's a big rotation bottom though.
Yeah, but still, that's a good skill on the DK. It slows his momentum. But now he's TPing bot lane. He has Midas, so technically it's kind of fine. So he can use his ultimate, but also push it down to already read the movement.
Okay, Midas into what? BKB? Do you go straight into that?
He could do that. BKB is pretty fine.
You said
Or
that,
even
like,
SNY.
Okay, it's probably SNY then. I think BKB is probably a little bit too passive almost. It's like you're not going to do enough damage. That's why at least gives you something off. There was a bit of rotation to try and find the Medusa, which they do find off in the jungle, but they won't be able to get the kill. Foil not on top in time, but off has to be kind of careful here. Doesn't want to push too far forward to get into leap range for Hyper. And a lot of TPs in the mid lane too. Jumping away is Hyper. So don't have a catch. No blink up on the Tidehunter. No level 6 on the Tidehunter yet. And kind of surprisingly, Mossflower is the one farming bottom while off is mid lane. But obviously, you want to be able to take this tower sometime soon with your DK.
Oh, they're taking the tower. Oh, never mind.
Can maybe still get this. A lot of heroes mid at the same time for Ruskdaddy's team.
They have the Underlord attacking the fight, so that's always good.
Diffusal being worked on by Hyper, not quite there yet. We'll be able to get the deny. Tier 1 gone bot lane, but the deny is still handy. This Medusa, I mean, the net worth is kind of impressive, honestly. Almost a 2k lead on this Slark at the moment.
Yeah, because she had uncontested farm the whole time. If you can look at the CS, she nearly has like 50. She nearly has like 50 CS more.
Yeah. Is going, yes! Let's go, Birdman. I love Dota 2. He's got the rapier queued up. This is fantastic. I don't know if it's Manta into rapier. The build like years ago was Mask of Madness into rapier.
Yeah. The slasher's way.
This is kind of like probably a bit more defensive, I guess, when you pick up the Manta. We get another kill in the Jazz World, by the way, but 9-1. Just dominating right now is Ruskdaddy in the kill score. But if you look at net worth, Medusa's keeping them on top. And
the DK, like the DK's net worth is not that far behind. It's only like
it's just the support's really struggling. You look at it. Discrepancy between the offlaners there.
It's the offlane. It's more of the offlane
Yeah,
differences.
it is the offlane discrepancy. The supports are basically the same. About a 1.2k gold there.
Well, Slark has his diffusal now. They should at least like try to smoke. Yep. Like Slark is playing aggressive, but it's like.
Dude, this build is such a Chad build. Rapier and the Swift Blink. Oh, this is great. That's such a squishy Medusa. But we'll see if it works. Mid lane as well. They're going to lose the line. Hyper just running in on the backside as the Ravage being popped. A nice pit onto 2. If they can try and find logic here, they do. Off going to survive with the ulti. He fucked a couple of kills. Hyper with the double kill, though. Just cleaning everybody up on the back. He got the die back.
Well, he killed the Lion twice. Like he didn't kill anybody other than the Lion.
Yeah, that was just 2 kills online for the double kill and off. With a really nice rotation there. Only gets 1 kill from it, but still contributing a lot with that ulti. Mossflower pop and the DK ultimate. I believe this is level 2. It might have been level 1 when he used it, actually.
On Mossflower?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's level 1.
He's going for the BKB. Apparently, I was
Because
right.
you can tell above the Dragon's Blood, you can see an icon. I think usually if it's level
It's
3, you
kind
see
of
2.
glitched right now, but I think it usually displays the ulti icon, the same icon. Hyper gonna jump in mid lane again onto Jazzwald. Can't finish it off though, at least right now. Yeah, he's still gonna get it. Popping the Q, probably gonna be the same fate for Syrup Patcher. Getting stunned up by the Sand King will drop.
That was the
It's time
correct
to back
move. Like,
Bino.
you lost the fight, but you know you can still fight because the Dire team can only fight
That's-
around their ultimates.
It's a blink
So just
reveal
pick up
too
a-
for Crucial Taunt.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
But 13 to 4. I mean, it's a slow start for them for kills, but
Oh,
be
Bullwhip.
the biggest
Oh,
kill
nice.
comeback. We've kind of just seen them swap jungles at this point. Mossflower just farming bottom lane, Radiant jungle off, sticking to the triangle for right now. Also has this mid lane creep wave.
Well, Mossflower is going for the BKB. He's already halfway through.
Yeah. BKB into blink, you think? Or
Um,
BKB into eggs?
I think they
What-
might need a blink.
Oh, Crucial Taunt gonna go
fortune.
for the ult. He finds off, but he's still pretty tanky here. Just tanking all of this with this mana. Gets the ultimate off after the Manta pop to get rid of the silence. Gonna try and figure out where Crucial Taunt is. Does get the
Well,
last
that's
hit
on the
as
top.
well. It's a double kill for off. Hyper still is just loving the Lion. Mr. D, every single fight, basically. We've just seen Mr. D drop to this Slark, and that's the only kills Hyper can get. Still 6-0-3, though.
Oh, Hyper.
I think that's a dead courier. Oh no, it actually doesn't get the stack from Elder Dragon form. Doesn't get the dot. I should
So-
probably know that.
So if you look at Dragon Knight, he has like 2
Yeah,
icons.
when it's level 2, it'll show both.
Yeah. And if it's level 3, he will have 3.
And it just okay. Apparently, doesn't show anything on these.
Yeah. Well. If you highlight one of them, will say Corrosive Breath, and
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
like that.
Splash attack and corrosive breath.
There's no
right?
icons still in beta, but at least you know the modifiers you have.
Wait, what's the level? What's the eggs one? Level 4th level, bonus corrosive damage.
Oh, Ravage.
Oh, Ravage mid lane. They're gonna try and find the Slark. Does get healed, but
Oh,
they
that's
still
the
have the
gold.
burst. Mr. D with the stun, getting some payback there, helping his teammates pick up a kill. And Jazzwald even gets the last hit on the Slark. Starting to heat up. Off went a little weird for the Rapier. He buys the Demon's Edge first, maybe to hide the fact that he's buying Rapier.
Well, now they're playing in a really good spot. How close is he? He is 1,000 gold away.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is gonna get the Rapier, keep it locked, go to Roshan, maybe have a fight, go to Roshan, get Aegis,
And then build the Rapier.
build the Rapier. Yep.
You probably keep both the items in the inventory though, right?
Yeah.
Just for bonus damage when taking Rosh. And think Jazzwald is dead here. Think Jazzwald is dead here. It's not
He's
gonna
just
miss
running
for Mr.
on
D.
the
Yeah,
opposite
he's pretty
side.
dead. Working gonna keep you locked down, as well as the blink again from Crucial Time, just doing a lot of work there. Still a 2k gold lead for Mossflower's team.
Well,
This
for
isn't
them,
even a
they're
smoke
comfortable playing
rotation
this
either. They're just
this way.
running into the jungle right now. They might be able to find Mossflower on his way back to the base, Hyper.
Like initially he was going through the
to,
triangle, then he was like, nope, I bet you not. Oh,
Hyper will find Mossflower, gets a slow, but Mossflower pretty tanky. Gonna turn and get a couple of hits off his Hyper, getting pretty low. Pops the BKB as well as a Ravage up in 50 seconds. He has to commit the Slark ulti, not getting a lot from this, and a lot of TPs to the bot lane from Mossflower's team. At least you get that, but all your heroes are
divided
here
up.
anyway. Ruskdaddy gonna be the hero that didn't make it out. Logic able to get at least one orb away, going for the TP, but and not gonna be able to finish it. Mr. D right there with the Hex. And Rapier not doing what Birdman was talking about. He's just straight up buying it. I love it,
He is like,
dude.
"Fuck it,
This
man.
is the total
I'm
Chad.
done."
Total Chad build on Dusa. I just want to hit things.
Well, now they don't have creep wave, so
I mean, they can still push this though with the DK
Yeah.
form. DK form plus Rapier Dusa. Ooh. Maybe now it's into Roche. I feel like Roche is a little bit hard to take with Sand King having Blink plus Quap ulti.
well they have Ravage. But of course, going into a fight, then taking Russia would be the better chance.
You
Or
kind
the
of need
better way.
Slark to get on top of the Dusa, right? Which he really hasn't done in the last few fights.
Well, that's the only reason why he bought the Diffusal Blade. Like you buy Diffusal Blade just to counter the Medusa. But if you don't jump the Medusa, then what's the point of
Yeah, if
buying
you're not
it?
able to find the Dusa, especially Stone Gaze, piercing, everything. I don't think you can purge it either. Yeah, it can't be dispelled.
No, you can't. Like this is the thing that I hate about people that you see Medusa or Wraith King, they start like buying Diffusal. They buy it first item, but they don't play around it. Like, okay, then
And
what's
it's
the
like-
point of buying it?
Mhm. Do you think we're at a point now where it's kind of too late, or is it like it's too late when Dusa gets a couple more items picked up?
Like if she gets Swift Blink and Aegis, the game is like 95% for the Dire, unless they like fuck up 2 fights in
Really?
a row.
I'm kind of surprised he isn't buying BKB on Dusa, but
Like he's not being jumped, he's not being targeted in the fight. The only time he got targeted by Crucial Taunt, they were able to kill him. So
he's like so tanky with the mana shield too. I mean, when you don't have that diffusal hitting, you're not seeing a lot of damage on the Dusa.
oh, he's getting slapped as well. Oh, go.
That move speed. I just can't wait for the Swift Blink, and then we get the slap. I
Like,
guess it's
literally-
not the slap, it's the whip.
Like literally, she needs the whip because she's so fucking slow.
It's pretty slow. Dude, I was watching Snow play Necrophos today, and I fell asleep, honestly. Hero is such a bore.
Yeah,
but Snow
it's funny, like,
playing
I
it for
saw-
some reason.
Like I saw Snow playing it today, and then like a few hours later, Hull City was playing it as well. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Are people like, did people get like info about like what's gonna happen in 7.29 and like Necro is coming back? Well, most probably he's gonna come back in the meta.
You probably get some
you know.
buffs there, I would assume.
Oh,
He's usually
nice
a hero
tech.
that's every now and then.
Oh,
Ooh, the finger not
good
yet
stuff,
coming.
good
Mr. D probably going to drop here to the Sand King as he gets ulted. Yep, that's eventually fall. Crucial Taunt taking all the damage, though the right clicks coming through
Oh,
with the
the fuck.
Rapier. Through comes the Quap up, but the
Nice
Ravage at
Ravage.
the same time. Hyper getting melted down, has to pop the ulti eventually.
Oh.
He can focus down the Dusa. Off getting low with that Rapier, can turn back into Hyper,
Hyper from
goes
the
for the
fuck.
right click, gets the kill. The coil as well on top of off, but it's not going to be enough. The rest of the team has to back off. The lone survivor is the Quap that gets so close to seeing that Rapier on the deck, but not going to happen. Mossflower as well with the timely rotation to kill off the stragglers from that fight.
That was so close to comfort for the Medusa.
Now you're like, okay, let's go into Roche. We don't have
Yep.
to worry about that again.
Like this time, they went for the fight. The fight came to them, and they were able to go on top.
I think the big thing too is the Sand King ulti was more focused on the Lion. You were able to walk away from it as Mossflower and just pop your ulti, turn and hit the Sand King. And it really breaks it up into, okay, Mossflower has one target at a time, can even turn off Split Shot and just focus down one hero. Aegis on the Dusa. We'll look for that mid tier 2 push, it looks like. A couple of heroes positioning themselves that way.
It's 800 gold away from the Swift Blink. He might wait for it.
Oh yeah, it is only the Eagle Song. For some reason I thought I had a recipe.
Yeah, it has a recipe, but I think it's on the courier. If I'm
Oh.
not mistaken.
I wasn't flying to him right now.
It's already there.
What?
The flying
Oh, was
courier
it
is
on his
already-
courier? Oh. I was like, it's not on the Dusa yet.
Yeah. Swift Blink is up.
AC being worked on by Mossflower. This team just going to get stronger and stronger. And the Slark kind of feels underwhelming. Like, he did a decent amount of damage in that fight. But
Like, to a
clearly,
point, I think-
it's just when you're going in alone, you're still going to get melted. They get the stun onto Crucial Taunt up to the high ground. They still want to chase. This time in with the Dusa, they still have vision with the Sentry. Off immediately putting the Swift Blink to use. Aegis plus Swift Blink up. Did get the wave cut mid lane, though.
Like,
So
I wouldn't mind seeing an AM this game, but I'm not sure if it was planned or not.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They might not be able to push this. They don't have a creep wave anytime soon. Oh, they don't have the backdoor for some reason. Weird. Fortified does get popped, but they're still just tanking this. Jesus Christ off. Just melting Ruskdaddy there. I don't even see Ruskdaddy on my screen. It was on the bottom of it. Stun in. Logic just gets melted. Bambino almost suffering the same fate. My
And
goodness.
And Syrup's Shard got, main career got killed. I'm still not sure why you buy Shard this game.
They just pushed through backdoor.
Yeah. Why not?
You still got DK for him for quite a while. I don't think they're going to back off the range barracks, it looks like. They do have this creep wave bottom. Unfortunately, it means their DK ulti is probably going to expire by the time they can push that bottom lane. It's still taking a tier 3 pretty big. And a big move. It's taking this series 2-0. It is a BO3, but it's looking like we're only going to do 2 games here.
Yeah, like game 1 they had like insane drafts and
Stun
now...
into Hyper. Can they keep them? Yeah, they
nice.
just commit the Ravage.
And also Orb of Destruction.
Buyback is up on the Slark, so the Ravage being committed there is kind of a big deal.
It's fine. So it's still on the Slark, it's still on the boss one. Like Slark can buy back now and they can just like leave, reset, and
I don't
come
even
back
think they
in.
need to leave. They seem really strong with Dusa. As long as Dusa isn't like the last one dying with Aegis, I see. There, do blink in this time on the Quap, gonna try and melt him, does get it. There's a buyback on the Quap, buyback on the Undying. They do pop them all. Buyback on the Sand King. Everybody dying as soon as Off can focus them. The silence even being used. He's still got Manta, he's still got Aegis. Quap ulti coming through. Crucial Taunt in with the Epicenter. Going for the Uber out is Syrup Badger, but they don't even need to use this. He can just cancel it right now.
Why?
That was actually kind of a throw, I think.
What's the point? Like usually,
We're here. I mean, everybody dying back in that fight, basically.
usually I do that in some of my pub games. Like if the fight was like looking easy, you press your ultimate and everybody will like start focusing you, and your team will focus the enemy team, and the fight will turn around and you just like cancel it. And this is like one of those cases. But he should have cancelled it. I'm pretty sure maybe he
It
panicked.
might not change the outcome, though, because I feel
the
like there's
outcome
still
is
just
okay.
outcome of the
But he
game.
might
Yeah,
die,
probably
actually.
not going to change too much.
He's gonna die mid or not. He has 4 staff, never mind.
Is able to get outside of that, going back in. Hyper going to trying to trade for now. Does pop his own Shadow Dance, keep hitting into Syrup Badger, but I don't think he can fight this long. Eventually gets the kill, but one right click from Jazzwalt. That is a dieback from Slark, and I think that might just be it. DK form coming up. Actually is up. 100 seconds without the Slark. I think you just do the same play where Mossflower blinks on top of somebody and they just blow
And you
them
follow
up.
up with the Medusa. Yeah.
Not really a big defense that Ruskdaddy can make here.
GG.
And they just call GG. The Rapier Dusa is too much. He's got Data Bliss picked up right now too. Ruskdaddy, does he survive? No. Is able to.
See you next patch.
Good
Actually, I
luck.
just looked at some of the.
When is the
favorite-
patch?
It's in 2 days on the 9th, Friday.
Okay. Did they actually announce that?
Yeah, they said that
Okay.
on the 9th with the new hero.
Oh
And-
yeah, there was an announcement a while ago. I
Yeah,
just forgot
and
about it.
expected the Spec Arcana as well. The Spectre Arcana, so we should see a lot of good stuff coming on the 9th. But again, I was surprised. I was looking at some of the players' MMR, and especially Jazzle, the Tidehunter. He had a really good, decent 2 games, and his timing on the Ravage, especially game 1 when there was Ricky with Twix in the trade, were on point. And he's like Crusader 2. So this guy is good.
good game. I feel like Jazzwald had a fantastic series. Off playing well in both. Off didn't die in this whole series, by the way. I don't think he did. I mean, look at his Bloodseeker game.
Yeah, the draft set them up in a very good way. Like game one was they had like extreme outdraft. Game two it was like 65-35 advantage compared to game one. I think game one was like 85-15 outdrafted. This game was a bit closer, but they didn't play around their timing. Like we saw one fight when they lost mid, then they like revived and aggressed again, and they got a few kills, but they let go. They didn't keep the pressure going on, and that's like how you want to win against Medusa. Medusa was free farming the whole time, and she was switching from side to side from the jungle. But you have this type of lineup that can jump in, aggress, and kind of a short cooldown spells.
Yeah.
But you didn't use them that way.
Medusa pretty short. DK.
And as I said at the beginning, I think the co-op pick was like moving the puck to a position 4 and picking co-op mid was kind of like a grief to their game plan, because now they also lacked some control or damage from their position 4. Because you can't only have like sanking with one stun and then a coil from puck, like, and pounds from Slark. Like those are like, you're not gonna have Slark the whole time with you in fights, and coil is gonna come like around like 11 minutes.
Feels like, yeah. Once Pit Lord gets piped too, he's negating 2 types of damage with the physical on the passive and the pipe, and then like it just really didn't do that much. Crucial Taunt doing the best he could, but every time he tried to go on Dusa, it just felt like Slark not being there at the same time really hurts his impact.
Yeah, I think as I said, there were issues with the draft, mostly draft, and game 2 slightly of a gameplay. But oh well, sometimes it's not your day or not your game plan. But those things happen, and you can just learn from them and take it to the next step.
Well, 27-19 for Boomers. One Zoomer bounces back from a 9-1 start, I think it was.
Yeah, it was around that,
like
yeah.
That. Something like that at the very beginning. Obviously, the net worth was incredibly close that entire time, but it's the mental damage that being behind by that many kills does to you.
Well, also it's the Medusa's like timing, like around 20 to 25 minutes, and that's where you can see the baseline being dropped to their side or the graph. I've been working a lot talking about baseline, so sorry. The graph is pointing more downwards around.
It's good analysis, Birdman. This is why I hire you. This is why I take all of your tips in my Dota gameplay and still lose doing it.
Actually, yeah, I had awful 2 games today. The first game I played, we had 5 out of 10 accounts were boosted accounts or account wires. All of them were like low levels, and they were separated by both teams. And then game 2, like minute 0, people calling GGs and flaming each other. I'm like, nice, good way to start your day.
Just don't play in the morning, Birdman. That's the solution.
I don't play in the morning. I was at work.
What?
No, like I feel like I didn't play in the morning because I was at work. So when I played,
I was like, you were playing at work. I mean, you could get away with that. Nice.
No, actually, I was watching. I watched some of.
Of course, you watched no stream.
It's no stream. Yeah. Well, I was running an experiment, and I have to babysit the run. So I was like just monitoring the experiment and the separation, how it goes. Because if it's going well, then I will continue the experiment. If not, I will save my material.
Yeah.
So I'm like just sitting down. I was watching a soccer game, watching some streams, having the good time, you know.
Sounds good. Anyway, that's it. 2-0 for our Ruskdaddy team. Birdman, thanks for jumping on at the last second.
No worries.
The savior of the stream. As usual. Yeah. Peace. Alright, thanks for